This is my assignment 1 presentation for Rob Battle on sports development. Here I will explain to you what sports development is, I will break down the sports development continuum, and then I will discuss what's the purpose of sports development. Then I will talk about sports development programs in 3 different sports and give you strengths and weaknesses. Firstly, what is sports development? Sports development promotes opportunities for all kinds of people to get involved in sports and activities. For most people, the grassroots levels, it's just getting involved and having fun and trying to keep healthy. However, as you move up, you can progress to certain levels, regional, international, and of course we have elite teams. Reducing antisocial behaviour and also just getting people more active, getting people involved in competitions. Here we have the sports development continuum. At the base we have foundation. You can see it's the largest part just because it's so easy just to get involved with sport. Whether it's just playing football with your friends in the local park or even just joining a Sunday league team. Next we have participation. This is regional. For a sport like basketball, this we get involved in the Suffolk team. At this stage you will have more demands like more coaching, more training sessions and a higher quality of basketball. Then you have performance. Here you would have advanced coaching development, be part of the national team, and it'd be a lot higher performance. Then lastly we have excellence. As you can see, this is the smallest part because it's the hardest part to get into. There we'll have the National Academy, international competitions, training camps, high performance, and you'll be part of the national squad. Purpose of sports development. Having more people participating in lower levels of the continuum will mean more elites will be developed. Simply as there's more people here, more people will move up. Most people might choose to stop playing sports, but if we get more people joining at foundation level, there's a higher chance of us getting more people at the participation level, performance level, then finally at the elite level. This is due down to the skills, tactics and training, which will all be put into mostly the base of the continuum. Appropriateness of sports development. Caters for certain participants, age 60 and plus, age 16 to 24s. This means here we can see that there's sports development programs which are effective for different ages as well as genders. And then we have stuff like the bikeability, Go Ride, and then we have for a lot higher people who are participating to get to a certain level. We have the Olympic Town Team, the Olympic Development Team, and the Olympic Podium. Here I'm going to discuss 3 different sports development programs, starting with cycling. I personally think that cycling in England has probably one of the best sports development programs. As you can see, it's so well structured, starting from beginners all the way down to the Olympic Podium program. So to start off with, we have bikeability. This is to teach the foundation skills on how to ride a bike. Next we have Go Ride. This provides a fun and safe way for young riders to learn how to ride. The Olympic Talent Team. This requires more training at a higher level and a higher quality of cycling. Then we have the Development Program. This will be a team of riders who aren't at the podium stage yet, but nearly there, so just below elite level. And then we finally have the Olympic Podium Program. This will have top athletes in England, all trained just to win. The next sports development program will be for swimming. As you can see, there are many different stages here, starting off with babies for Swimming for Babies. Getting babies used to being in the water and letting them feel comfortable and have fun. Next we have Swimmer Song Award. Introducing babies into the world of swimming, parents and guardians get involved. Then we have Ducklings Award, toddlers learning how to swim with the help of parents or guardians. And the good thing about swimming is such a wide range of styles, so I found quite a few different development programs, but this is just for key swimming. The Olympic Talent Team. This requires more training at a high level and a high quality of training. Again, the Olympic team, they will have next training to compete and finally training to win. The third and last sport I want to talk about in the sports development program is basketball. As you can see, basketball doesn't have as many development programs as I think in England it's lacking in the sports development. First you have Young Guns team, under 13 basketball team camp to get the youth playing basketball. This normally runs during the summer holidays for a week, which you just pay a small fee. Tomcats have different age groups, starting from under 13s, under 16s, under 18s, and finally have a men's team. Street Cats is for anyone under the age of 18. Simply you just turn up on a weekend, sometimes they have a 2-day camp or just a 1-day camp, you just turn up, pay like £30, and you can just get involved. But unfortunately with basketball there is an England development team, but it's very hard to get into and it's not well published. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the sports development programs and show you some of the websites. I simply just typed in British Cycling into Google, and it's the first website that came up, britishcycling.org.uk. And I just typed in Ipswich into the search engine, which you can see 5 things have come up. There's 2 here and 1 a bit further out. This is really good because it means that there are many different facilities which are doing the sports development programs for cycling. Which is also really good. One of these also caters for disabilities, so for any disabled cyclists. This is also really good because you can just quite easily find this. Now then just click on one of these icons, give me the sports centre, email address, contact details. Unfortunately with the other sport I chose, which was basketball, I wasn't able to find out as much information, let alone being given such an easy display like this. So now we're talking about basketball and the sports development program. Talk about some strengths and weaknesses. One of the weaknesses I did say before was the fact that they didn't have many sports development programs and it was very hard to find them. Doing a bit more research, I was able to find this new sports development program which has been brought out by England Basketball, which is called IM Basketball Program. It's a Suffolk-based basketball program which they've just announced that there will be community basketball sessions which will run at the Water Lane Leisure Centre in Lowestoft. Now this is really good because it's getting basketball out there, providing more development programs. Unfortunately for people who would live in Ipswich, they might not be able to travel to Lowestoft, so it'd be good to have something like this for Ipswich as well, and also like places like Norwich. Okay, so like I did with the other ones, I just done a Google search for swimming and I found swimming.org, and it was very, very easy on this website to find different competitions which are held locally, different local swimming clubs, which I found one in Ipswich was very large, and lots of information about more elite swimmers, motivation. Okay, so I found this website for swimming. I just found it on the internet, Google search engine, which is swimming.org. And as you can see straight away, Find My Pool, teachers and coaches, events, courses, meetings. It's just full of information. Unlike the basketball, which I would say has the least amount of information, I think the most would definitely have to be cycling, followed by swimming. You go on the website and in 10 minutes you can easily find yourself a local swimming pool and a local club that you can join. However, sports like basketball, it was very hard, since there was only one local team that had a really good website, and that's quite a hard team because it was a national team. So already there's a high standard. But here, you could easily just find a pool, so that just straight away go into foundation level. Teachers and coaches, so that means you go to participation level, and events and courses and meetings. So then you can start proceeding to even higher levels. So my final conclusion will be that cycling and swimming in England have fantastic sports development programs. Whether it's just looking on the internet or even going to the local clubs, which there are many of, you can find out a lot of information and easily get involved very quickly. Unfortunately with basketball it was very hard, as one of the new development sports programs they're held in Lowestoft, so it's quite far away from anyone in Ipswich, especially if you're young, to try and get out there to these training sessions. Also with Ipswich, the main team was a national team, so straight away you're going into participation level. But however, with swimming and cycling, there are loads of different sports development programs for the youth. As I said before, I think it's because that people learn to cycle and swim at a young age, whether they do not want to take it up in competition. It's just a skill people like to have. Here's a list of some of the websites that I use.